Good evening, my friends, and welcome to another Juve therapy session. Every Friday we do this, and every Friday night at 8 p.m. Central European time, we are live from Norwega or Norway. So, guys, welcome to this stream, and smash a like on this video, of course, subscribe, and say hello in the chat. I really want to know who is watching this one so we can get started with this session because we have a lot of stuff to talk about actually. I'm not even sure where to start because we have, well, first of all, we have the international break right now, which is a welcoming sign because we are basically crap and we struggled to win against Benevento. We lost against freaking Benevento, guys. So this international break comes at a very delicate moment. We need to get players back from into fitness, and so on and so on and so on. We have news about Kalini maybe retiring, Dybala maybe leaving, Cristiano maybe staying, or vice versa. What's going on with Pirlo? What's going on with Paratici, Nedved? What's going on with our kids? I mean, there is so much to talk about with this Juve these days. So today, though, during this therapy session, guys, and welcome if you just joined into this stream, we need to get to 1.5k subscribers before the 1st of April. 4 days, 5 days almost, 5 days, guys. So please get subscribing. We need to get to 1.5 because when we get to 1.5, there is not so long until we get to 2k, and 2k will be a giveaway milestone. So get subscribing, my friends, and let's do this. And maybe finally I figured out how to make my video quality a bit better. Basically, I will get myself a new internet provider, next month, just after the Easter time. And maybe they will give me better upload speed. So maybe they will see much better graphics, because right now this is crap. So yes, but my friends, we need to talk about the things. And Shisman, Eunice, nice to see you, my friend. Nedved didn't say Dybala is leaving. No, he didn't. Miguel says hi, and also Reich, of course. My favorite Dutch person, except for Matthijs de Ligt, of course. Guys, we have to talk about Paulo Dybala first, and I think we've got to get into a little bit about Cristiano, and then we will talk about ITALJUVE, or rather, the past, because right now there is no ITALJUVE anymore. ITALJUVE is a term. I'll explain what that term is, and then you understand why it's not so relevant now. So first of all, we have talked about Paulo Dybala, because in recent weeks there have been talks about him signing in weeks, months even, guys, really months, signing a new contract with the club. The contract is on the table. The contract offer, he just needs to sign it and be done with it. However, he wants money. Apparently, he wanted more money. Since then, nothing has changed. There is the same offer on the table. It's still available. It's still there. He just needs to put the pen. Put the pen to the paper and sign the thing, and that's it. We're done. We'll move on to better things. But no, he's not doing that. Right now, of course, as you know, he is injured. We're talking about Paulo Dybala. And basically hasn't played in a whole season. He played 11 games or something, but has been very, very in and out of the squad, and has been basically flopping this season. Let's just be honest. The goals that he scored in the Champions League against Ferencváros were just giveaways, basically. So, of course, it will be... this is a tough season for Paulo Dybala in terms of fitness, in terms of the contract extension. Rohit, hi, ciao, always a pleasure. And I mean, yes, it's not easy for him. It's not easy for him knowing that he cannot play and prove his worth, and that is justifying the wages that he requires. He thinks that he requires. So this is why this has been dragging on, I think. And Of course, with Pirlo coming in, it hasn't helped Dybala at all, because we're struggling to find his place in the team. Of course, because also he is injured, so it's very, very hard for us to know where he can play under Pirlo because he's injured. We don't know, but I do have some idea. I'll get into that a bit later. And of course, the fact that as long as he's injured, there will be no signing of a new contract, meaning he's just getting closer and closer to the expiration date of his original contract, which will be after the end of next season. And time is flying. Time is flying, my friends. So there needs to be a decision made this summer, I think, because his market value, and COVID, of course, didn't help. His market value is dropping. And if you would told me, well, if there is an offer out there, 80 million euros for Dybala, I say sell straight away, because this is too much of an insane money to give for Dybala right now. So I take it in a heartbeat. He would be probably worth right now 40, 50 or 60 million max. I say even 40, because clubs don't have the money out there, and those guys who have money, they will probably consider Dybala, but then think, you know what, this guy's been out of and didn't play at all for the whole year. Why should I give 40 million, 50, let's say 50 for Dybala right now? By the basis only of what he did before his injury. So, and this is where it gets tough for us fans as well. You know, I like Dybala. I think Dybala is an excellent player. However, I've said this about Cristiano, I've said this about Dybala, I've said this about Pogba, even De Ligt, my friends. Listen, my club comes first. I don't care what happens with De Ligt, Dybala, Cristiano, Fagioli, whoever you wanna say. I mean, the club comes first always. But here is the thing. What is best for the club? Is it best for the club to get rid of Dybala this summer, or is it better for them to sign him this summer to a new contract and then sell him next season after? Just because based on his performances next season, it could be the case that if he signs a new contract this summer, last summer will still be his last season for Juve. It will only be based on his performances and his fitness level, because let's face it, his complicated issue right now with injuries is not gonna be solved. Well, I mean, this season he will still struggle. Let's just call it like it is. Yes, I saw the rumors that he will be playing. He will be back to full fitness in next couple of days, so he'll be able to work with the rest of the team who are not going on to the national break. Yes, but then still, how many weeks does he need to get back to full fitness, right? So it is a complicated stuff with Dybala. But let's just turn clock a little bit with Paulo Dybala, and let's look at his career so far, because I want to see it from an objective point of view. This is what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to look at Dybala from an objective point of view, not from the fanboy or hater point of view. I want to look at this both sides, what's good and what's bad with Paulo Dybala, and why. I try to figure out why this happened with Paulo Dybala, and why is he... Well, I'm sorry, I can't explain why this injury happened, but I can try to find out why is he being considered to be on the market. And Rohit says there, Nedved says that we will see every opportunity in the market for Dybala. So basically, it means that he is available. Come and get him if you have the money, I think. Which I don't think many clubs will probably offer for Dybala right now. So we'll see. I think Nedved basically throws a line into the water, and let's see if somebody catches on to the end of it. So we'll see. But Paulo Dybala, let's turn back the clock. So he arrived at Juve in the 14-15 season, so summer 2015, which is basically almost 6 years ago. His last season for Palermo. Okay, let's just turn clock even further. Let's see. So he played his first season in Serie A for Palermo, 2012-2013. 27 games, 3 goals. 27 games, 3 goals for Paulo Dybala. Yes, you can, of course, talk about his positioning, where did he play during that time, and so on and so on. But we'll make it a bit. It's just the stats. Let's just focus only on the stats, and that will maybe help us figure out what's going on. So, 27 games, 3 goals only. Next season, Palermo, as you know, got relegated to the Serie B. So 13-14 season, he scored 5, assisted 6 in 28 games in Serie B. Not that impressive now, is it? Still. Then, back in Serie A, and that will be his last season for Palermo. The kid is developing, getting better. 13 goals, 10 assists, 34 games. That's acceptable for a guy who is labeled as a second striker. Juve buys him for 40 million euro or something, summer 2015, which was okay. I say it was a reasonable amount of money in 2015. First season, 1 goal in Champions League in 7 games, plays only 419 minutes, 19 goals in 34 games in Serie A for Juve the first season, which is quite good. In order to make you made that jump from Palermo all the way to Juve, and you scored 19 goals in 34 games, which is quite impressive. If I'm not mistaken, this is the second season of Max Allegri. So he never had Conte as his coach. This was Max Allegri. The season after that, 11 goals, 7 assists, 31 games for Serie A. Well, basically the same, more or less. And let's take a look at his debut season. So, in 34 games, he had, alongside him, as you probably remember, 2015-2016 season, alongside Paulo Dybala arrived also Miralem Pjanic, Mario Mandzukic, and Alex Sandro. Mario Mandzukic and Paulo Dybala went on then, of course, scoring 19 goals for Dybala and Mandzukic 10 goals in total. Remember, Paul Pogba was also in the team with most assists that season, 10 assists. So just keep that in mind. There was also assists. Now we move on to the next season, 16-17 season. We bring in, of course, the mighty Gonzalo Pipita Higuain and, well, Mattia Caldara, Marco Piazza. Juan Cuadrado is back on loan, I think. Yes. So nothing really impressive there. The only thing that we did, we sold Paul Pogba, Alvaro Morata, went to Real Madrid, Roberto Pereira, Simone Zaza. Yes. So no real change there apart from that Paul Pogba left. Even though 11 goals in 31 games, no change. So even when Paul Pogba left, there has been no significant change in Paulo Dybala's stats. He still provided goals, still provided assists. Not that much, of course. Not that many, but still provided. Actually, per ratio, I think is better than the previous season. So this is where it gets interesting. The season after. Hi, Mirgen. Hi, Tutomoto. Yes. The season after. This is where it gets very interesting. If you remember, 17-18 season, our first season with the new crest, with the new logo, with this one. And you remember what happened then. 33 games, 22 goals for Paulo Dybala in 17-18 season. Now, what happened? He basically doubled his goal scoring tally that season. What happened? It's not because we bought Federico Bernardeschi. No. It could be because Douglas Costa was suddenly arriving, Blaise Matuidi, Benedict Oveles, of course. But if you look at assists that season, Douglas Costa had 12 assists. That was a good season for Douglas Costa. And Paulo Dybala benefited from Douglas Costa scoring 22 goals. Gonzalo Higuain scored only 16. But Paulo Dybala, 22 goals. Now, why 22? If you remember that season, my friends, he was unplayable. Paulo Dybala was unplayable through the first 4 rounds. First game against Cagliari, we won 3-0, 1 goal. Then we go to Genoa, beat them 2-4. Paulo Dybala scores 3. Then we play Chievo next game, 1 goal, we win 3-0. The next game after that, we go to Sassuolo, win 3-1. He scores 3 goals, once again, hat-trick. In those 4 games, he scores 8 goals. Insane for a player of Paulo Dybala's quality. Then we go to Fiorentina, or rather, they go to us. We win only 1-0. He doesn't score. But then we play against Torino. He scores 2 goals. He scores 10 goals in 6 games in 6 first games in Serie A, 17-18 season. 10 goals. This is already 1 goal less than the whole season last season, previous season, which is 16-17 season. And then we have a drought. We have nothing. We have some goals here and there. We have 1 against Samp, Spal, 2 goals against Hellas Verona away, 2 goals against Udinese at home in November, and then, of course, a hat-trick against Benevento away in April, 7th of April 2018. And that's it. And then he ends up on 22 goals that Serie A season. What changed? I don't know, to be honest. I see that we bought Federico Bernardeschi. I see that we sold Leonardo Bonucci. But the core stayed. So Claudio Marchisio was still there. Kwadwo Zamora was still there. Gonzalo Higuain, Mario Mandzukic was still there. Stefano Sturaro, Rodrigo Bentancur, maybe that had an effect off the pitch. Maybe Paulo Dybala certainly felt that he was one of the leaders because he needed to put Rodrigo Bentancur under his wing, since both of them are the same South America part of the world. And the fact that he scored 10 goals in the first 6 games kind of elevates you as a player and gives you confidence like no other. And of course, Douglas Costa arriving with 12 assists, Miralem Pjanic 8 assists, Cuadrado 7. But there's something happened there, and this is also still under Max Allegri. So Paulo Dybala has been playing great, consistently great, under Max Allegri. Say what you will about Max Allegri, but these are the stats as far as I see. But then we see a drastic change here, and this is very important, guys. If you listen to this now, and yes, I'll go through your chats. Let's see, Mr. Ghastly, should you have to sign a new exciting striker or something like that? Well, we have no money, but we'll try. Our management is willing to sell Dybala, says Idris, pushing to integrate. Yes. I'll get into that. This one, Idris. I'll get into this one. This is very interesting call. Dybala was played too deep in order to create for the team, finding himself too far away from the goal, says Tony. Interesting as well. Regards the goals he played, always good creating. He just has a weak mentality like Morata. I don't know. Yes, we'll see. Maybe. But this is very, very important, my friends. So pay attention. 17-18 season, 22 goals, 33 games for Paulo Dybala. His best season in his career, without a doubt. In Champions League, however, only 1 goal in 8 games for Paulo Dybala. Now, Next season, Cristiano Ronaldo arrives. He scores 5 goals, 30 games. He scores 5 goals, just as many goals, in only 9 Champions League games. But 3 of those goals came against young boys in the Champions League group stage. 3-0 we won at home. So yes, wonderful game by Dybala, but 5 goals in 30 games in Serie A when Cristiano Ronaldo arrived. What happened? Again, I said this before, guys. Giuseppe Marotta left October. Max Allegri was his last season. He basically, they had enough. Max Allegri couldn't do anything else with this team. So he needed, maybe this was too late for Max Allegri. He should have left the season before this one. But he stayed. Cristiano Ronaldo arrived. Paulo Dybala scores only 5 goals. I honestly think, and this is only based on these stats, that Cristiano Ronaldo arriving had an effect, a negative effect on Paulo Dybala and his goal scoring. You can clearly see it on the stats. And of course, when this alpha male arrives at your club, well, whether you like it or not, you have to service this guy. You have to provide him the assists, the goals, the passing, whatever. And I don't think Paulo Dybala had a real problem with that one. Well, I read some interviews earlier today about this from Paulo Dybala, talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, saying that it's a pleasure to work with him. Of course, he's going to say that. Imagine him saying otherwise. It would be media storm. So, of course, he's going to say it. He loves playing with Cristiano. It's a pleasure. It's an honor, blah, blah, blah. But his goal-scoring tally suffered greatly. 17 goals less. Then, my friends, last season arrives. 33 games. Cristiano's still there. Paulo Dybala is still there, of course. And let me see what happened also the first season when Cristiano arrived. Because as you remember, we had another player coming in. Somebody called João Cancelo. João Cancelo arrived. Leonardo Bonucci coming back from his Milan nonsense. And also we got Emre Can, Douglas Costa. We bought him, but unfortunately, Douglas Costa had his best season when he was on loan from Bayern Munich the first season. Then he just stagnated, in my opinion. But anyway, João Cancelo arrives. And we think, you know what? João Cancelo arriving provides even more stability going forward. Unpredictability, will be on fire. But that really happened only in flashes. And then we suddenly decide to sell him. After only one season, I believe. So it all kind of doesn't make sense because we feel that, Mario Mandzukic is still there. He wasn't, he didn't move anywhere. Mandzukic was there. Cristiano was there. Douglas Costa, Cancelo, the guys in the midfield, without Paul Pogba, of course. Miralem Pjanic was still there. Everything is there for Paulo Dybala to improve, to get better, to score goals. But this is the alpha male factor of Cristiano Ronaldo, who made it hard for Dybala to score and to feel more comfortable. And I think, to be honest, Allegri struggled with playing those two together. I think Allegri struggled with making this a harmonic team, including Cristiano and Dybala. Subconsciously, maybe Dybala agrees with me. He suffers under Cristiano. But I think he works more for the team now than he did before. Scoring goals, it's all great and fun. But right now, I think he actually, but at least last season, he worked more for the team. And it wasn't so much as important to score goals. It was more important to win games. And I did different things, 2 different things there. So, then, last season, 11 goals, 11 assists. 11 assists, and this is also a very important factor. The most amount of assists in his career, 11 assists in Serie A. His last season for Palermo had 10 assists, but this is different ball game. So 11 assists for Paulo Dybala. Last season, 11 goals, 33 games. Under completely different manager, Maurizio Sarri arrived, completely different tactics. Cristiano is still there. Mario Mandzukic, for some reason, is down in the freezer, which pissed me off. Well, kind of it does still, but unfortunately he's playing for Milan now. Joao Cancelo is being sold to Manchester City. Moise Kean, who would be probably, I think, in my honest opinion, he would work great with Paulo Dybala together, had it been, again, for Cristiano, stealing all that thunder. I mean, again, this is not a critic for Cristiano. This is very important also. It's not a criticism to Cristiano. This is just how things shaped out to be. We bought Matthias de Ligt for an enormous amount of money, 85 million. Aaron Ramsey arrives, basically Mr. Glass. We cannot trust him, unfortunately. Danilo Kulusevski, we bought him, but he didn't really arrive until this summer. And of course, Adrien Rabiot basically didn't even, woke up until this season, really. Basically last season post-COVID, let's be honest. But this is also important. Miralem Pjanic, Rodrigo Bentancur had 8 assists each last season. Paulo Dybala, 11. Never better from Paulo, assist-wise. Cristiano scores 31 goals. Paulo scores 11. Then the injury happened. And this is painful because COVID, injuries, new manager. And what did we do? We do nothing. We couldn't do anything because Paulo Dybala was injured, still injured. We cannot basically trust him. You can make the same assumption as Aaron Ramsey. He's a good player, but we cannot trust him because he's always injured. This season has been a very, very tough season on Paulo Dybala. Let's be honest. Just looking at his stats from 17-18 season, from the last season, 11 goals, 22 goals. I mean, these are good stats for a player who, mostly plays with his left and is a very specific kind of player, but still scores, provides. This season, however, completely MIA. Only 2 goals, 3 in total because he scored 1 in Champions League. 11 games, 16 in total with Champions League as well. Didn't play a single game in Coppa. So, Andrea Pirlo arrives. Again, completely different manager to Maurizio Sarri. We have no clue. We had no clue what Andrea Pirlo was all about. Paulo Dybala had no clue. Cristiano Ronaldo had no clue, but he starts at Juve. And with Andrea Pirlo coming in, he already knew that Paulo Dybala would be injured for quite some time. He gets back, he gets relapses of his injury, and now he's never fit. Now, in Pirlo's defense, it's hard to set up a team without your MVP last season. He was crowned an MVP last season, Paulo Dybala. I did not personally agree with that one, but apparently some other people they voted for this one, so okay, fine. They gave him MVP. In any case, he was a very important player for us, such as was Cristiano. But if you are without your MVP this season, this will haunt you. You will struggle. And I honestly believe that the club looked at Dejan Kulusevski as a vice Dybala. They couldn't play Dybala and Kulusevski together. That wouldn't work because basically are the same player. Kulusevski is a discount Dybala. The player of many, many nicknames. Now, with Dybala nowhere near the starting 11 because of his injuries, Dejan Kulusevski needs to play in order to provide some rotation up front. Well, you've seen my lives. You've seen my youth therapy sessions. You've seen my opinions. I think that Dejan Kulusevski is far from good enough. Imagine if Dybala is in there. Now, it would be a completely different ball game. Maybe he would help us out. Maybe he wouldn't. We don't know. These things are very difficult to predict when we don't see the reality of the things. We just don't see that Paulo Dybala can fit into Pirlo's system because he never played in that system. And we only remember those flashy moments. The Lazio moment when he just gave the ball away to the throw-in and they scored. Remember that bad touch. We remember only flashes. We remember also good things with Dybala, destroying Barcelona, also scoring that easy goal against Ferencváros this season in the Champions League, his only goal. But there is just nothing consistent there, apart from the fact that he scored freaking 22 goals in 17-18 season. That was a sensational season for him. And, of course, in his first season, 19 goals in 34 games. So, where does that leave us, my friends? So, this is the past. This is the past of Dybala. And this is, again, not blaming anyone. When you have the chance to sign Cristiano, you sign Cristiano. Unfortunately, I blame Cristiano for Paulo Dybala's goal-scoring stats. Now, this is not important. The most important thing is to win. Okay? So the most important thing is to win a football match. In my opinion, this is how it should be. Neither should Dybala care. Dybala shouldn't care if he scores a hat-trick or 5 goals or no goals. It shouldn't matter to him as long as his team wins and he provides to that win. This should be the goal, the ultimate goal of a player. Of course, there are players out there who just hunger for goals. They need to score in order to keep the motivation up. For example, like Cristiano. So, if he gives that burden away to Cristiano, fine. But then Dybala needs to improve his other outlets, like passing, physical, fitness, stamina, I don't know. Yeah, everything. Technical awareness, whatever, so on, so on. It's not that important for Paulo Dybala to score as long as the team wins. This is my opinion. But we remember those 22 goals. We remember those 19 goals. We remember him scoring. We remember him wearing the 21 jersey, then changing to number 10 once Paul Pogba left. And we start thinking that this is our legend. This is our legend. And speaking of Del Piero, of course. And now, well, Carlos Tevez also had a number 10, and now Paul Pogba. That was a disaster, in my opinion. Now, Paulo Dybala has it. And we kind of feel that this is a fresh start. Paulo Dybala can rejuvenate, reborn. The number 10 will be reborn with the Paulo Dybala. We thought that was going to be the case after that 22 goals season. And then the injury happened. I honestly believe that had he been fit this season, he would have done magic for us. With Pirlo, I think it would be a great contribution. I think Pirlo would have known how to work with those two together without Dybala being pissy about goal scoring, because it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. If you have a player who can score goals, who should score goals, like Morata, partially like Cristiano, why should Dybala also be so hungry for goals? It's not his great strength either, to be at the end of it all. He needs to be around the box, not inside the box. He's just not physically strong enough. This is why Morata was brought in to be the physical presence in the box, which also makes me wonder, Mandzukic, eh? So this is the status right now. I will pause this one, and I just want to look at the chat and what is happening here. I see Monblano is in the chat. I hope Monblano understands the word I'm saying, or is he playing FIFA? I don't know. Miriam, Ronaldo was the worst decision Juventus has made. We had a team before he came. Now we have FC Roni. Nobody can substitute that guy because he'll get upset like a little kid. His ego is just too much. Now I understand why Sarri didn't make too many changes in the lineup when he took over. He even kept the likes of Khedira and Matuidi, says Idris. You never make too many sudden changes if you want to win. Carlos says, don't blame Cristiano for other players. It's not his fault. I don't believe in the narrative of that Cristiano, Ronaldo, and Dybala can't play together. They took time to gel for sure, but the second season together, meaning last season, Pankai, was Dybala's best ever, and he won the MVP deservedly. I'll highlight this one because I like this comment. Harsh, nice to see you. Anish and Cami as well. So I like this comment because I don't think Dybala's best season ever was his last season. I think last season. I think it was his 22 goals season, just because of the stats, because of the goal scoring, and he was a pleasure to watch. Basically, that's my opinion. And also I think that Cristiano deserved the MVP last season, in my honest opinion, not Dybala. But because he's a very, very close second. As much as I love Dybala, I just thought that Cristiano deserved it last season. Hadn't it been for Cristiano last season, we wouldn't have won the Scudetto. Hadn't it been for Cristiano, we wouldn't even be anywhere nearly on in the Champions League knockout stages, which pisses me off still. Don't even get me started on freaking Porto. Huh? But Cristiano and Dybala can play together. The only thing is, what do you sacrifice when you play those two together? I think you sacrifice the goal-scoring opportunities for Dybala, but Dybala has a potential. He's 27, but he still can improve as a player. No doubt about it. Dybala can still improve the potential of being the creator. I think he's a good creator. He just needs to improve and play consistently. Well, not going to happen this season because he's always injured, unfortunately. But for me, they can work together. However, they still need somebody else next to them as well. Probably Morata. So maybe 1-2 up front could be a solution. I don't know. But that's not up to me. Yes, but I like this comment, Pankai. Well done. Great one. And this is totally fair. Dybala wouldn't be a Ballon d'Or contender if he wasn't under the shadow of Messi in the national team and now Ronaldo, says Loretto. Also, I think we need to give Dybala a chance. We shouldn't sell him because of bad injury ridden season, says Loretto. I do agree with that one, to be honest. Anish, we need to stop using 4-4-2 if you want to progress better. We need 4-5-1, which basically will be a 4-3-3 offensively, I think, Anish. But yes, it's an interesting point. Kenneth, hi, pleasure. We're talking about Paulo Dybala and Paulo Dybala's future. Because as you've seen the comments from, by the way, smash a like and subscribe to this channel. Great stuff. We seen these rumors that Nedved will exploit any opportunity in the market for Paulo Dybala. Whatever that means. It's clouded. But it's an international break. Rumors, the journalists need to spin some tales, so maybe this is only it. I don't know. But the fact that Nedved actually spoke about Dybala kind of makes it a little bit more sense. So, we've looked at the Paulo Dybala detailed stats for Juve. And it is an interesting viewing because goal scoring improves and then worsens and then drastically improves in 17-18 season. Then it worsens dramatically from 22 goals in 17-18 to only 5 in 18-19 season, which is a dramatic fall. This is also the same season when Cristiano Ronaldo arrives. I mean, this is the reason why Paulo Dybala stopped scoring, basically, because Cristiano arrived and took over that duty, which is okay, which is fine. As long as Paulo Dybala thinks it's fine. If Paulo Dybala thinks that Cristiano steals his records, steals his scoring opportunities, then I'm sorry. The harmony just isn't there. But it isn't the case, because as I said, there are interviews with Paulo Dybala, and he's talking warmly and friendly, basically, about Cristiano, saying that he is, it's a pleasure to work with Cristiano. He's an excellent player, the GOAT, and blah, blah, blah. I'm playing actually with 2 goals, Messi and Ronaldo. Messi with national team and Ronaldo at the club level. So I'm the happiest man alive. So, yes, granted. Now, of course, this season he's injured, and we have to look into the future because He has 1 year left to his contract after this summer, and we need to decide what to do. Now, if he stays, if Paulo Dybala signs a new contract, the contract is on the table. The contract offer is, I think, is 10 million or something at the max. Well, if he signs that, there needs to be bonuses there if he stays fit, if he scores that many goals or whatever. But mainly I think it should be if he plays that many games, he will get that bonus. This should be enough for Paulo Dybala to prove himself worthy to whoever comes next season, be it Pirlo, be it somebody else on the bench. We don't know what's going to happen. It's very unpredictable now, especially with our crappy season, and it's not going to get any better, in my opinion. I think we're going to struggle for the rest of the season, and with Paulo Dybala not being able to contribute that much, even though he's been back to the full fitness next week, I think. I heard the rumors. But if he signs that contract, the next season might be his last if he doesn't prove himself. Now, there are two parts to every deal. Of course, the club and the player. If the club offers you the contract and you refuse, you want more money. This already makes me question the love for the club for Dybala, because let's face it, the offer to Dybala is an increase to his current contract from, I think it's 7.5 until 10 or something. But he wants more. And with this COVID situation, with basically no money at the club, and now we've been out in the Champions League, we will not win the Scudetto. I don't know if we will win the Coppa Italia. Even if we win Coppa Italia, there won't be a significant amount of money coming our way. So the contract extension to Dybala this is what he's getting. He's not getting any more. If he refuses to sign that one, but he loves the club that much as we think he does, he signs. He should sign. If he refuses, because he thinks he's worth more, then the club needs to decide this summer. Sell or keep, and fear to lose him on a free transfer. So I think, honestly, this summer, there will be a serious talk between those two parties, the agent, the player, and then they will decide the future. If he leaves this summer. If he stays for at least one more season. This is my opinion. Because if he stays for at least another season, he will anyway. We will know this season, this summer, the Calcio Mercato this summer. We will know if he's gonna extend or he's gonna refuse. So either he extends or we sell him this summer. This is what it's going down to. Either we sell him this summer or he extends. We cannot afford to lose him on a free transfer. I think this is what's going to happen, honestly. This season, Dybala should not be rushed to come back. Lest he do recover in a good way. He will shine next season for us, says Harsh. I'll highlight this comment because this is one of the first positive comments about Dybala I've seen, and this is why I'm highlighting this one. Thank you. I'm still pissed about the last game. Wow, Punsara. Paulo Dybala and Mandzukic are a better duo than Ronaldo and Morata, says Mohammed. Where can we send him in a trade? Now, this is also another topic. Snitch 55. Nice to see you. First time I see you here. Welcome to the channel and subscribe. Now, where can we send him in a trade? As you know, this is also a very interesting point. A trade deal. If we are selling him this summer, we're not, let's be real, we're not selling him for money. And if we're selling him for money, we'll get very, very low value. We'll get very little in return for Dybala. So what was going to happen with Dybala this summer, either he extends or we trade him for somebody else. Now, the question is, of course, as Snitch says, is it Kobe Bryant? I think it's Kobe Bryant. Love the ad. So, Who would want Paulo Dybala in a trade? And who would you guys want instead of Paulo Dybala? Who would actually improve this team? Remember, we need, with Paulo Dybala fit, he plays and Kulusevski doesn't play. I am 100% sure. So we need to have somebody up there who can actually replace Dybala, not only in terms of player by player, but also on the pitch. Because I can't stand Kulusevski anymore, playing consistently, inconsistent, or basically playing poorly. So I need somebody to replace Paulo Dybala if he decides to leave. We need to move forward. Shame Dybala has to be sold, though, says 2.77. Tony G, opinion. If David Silva can play in the middle, Dybala can too. I think he's even better in everything than Silva. Well, David Silva is an exceptional football player. Tony. Yusuf, Dybala is playing. Dybala is probably thinking it's his last big contract at his age. Ooh, that's early. That's too early. That's too early. What if his injuries continue the next season, says Michael. That is also an interesting point. I'll highlight this one. What if Paulo Dybala's injuries continue next season? There is a risk to be taken. And this is why I think they still need to decide what to do with him this season, this summer. Either you sell him or trade him, or you re-sign the contract. And this is a risk worth taking. So 10 million on the table, you sign that contract, over and done with. If you stay fit, you get 13, for example. I think they can afford it if they let go of guys like Douglas Costa, guys like, for example, Rugani. I mean, they can afford those bonuses, but I don't think they can afford the actual offer on the table being 13 and not 10. So this is what I think. This is what I think is going to happen. On the table, one offer, and bonuses is you stay fit, a bigger offer, basically. Yes. Yes, thank you, Snitch. I've never seen you, but yeah, nice to see you. Hi, I've been here a couple of times. Thank you. Aggressive said the trade is possible. Yes, I saw that, and I know why. And I know why. Because clubs have no money. Clubs have no money to spend on a player, especially a player who's not been playing for the whole season. It would be mad for a club to spend 50 million, let's say, cash on Paulo Dybala based on what we saw this season. It would be madness. I would not do that. And this is also a great comment from Mirgan. Yes, I like this one, guys. This is lovely. How about the Pogba-Dybala exchange? Now, this is interesting. This is very relevant. Relevant topic also. Paulo Dybala going to United and United giving us Paul Pogba. The problem with that, both of them are similar age. I think they're almost. I think they are 27, both of them. And there are two problems with here, though. We lose the creativity going forward with Paulo Dybala. We gain a midfielder. But what we do lose here is the wage factor. Because Paul Pogba will demand more money than Dybala demands right now. Let's face it. So we're actually losing more money with this exchange. What we gain is another midfielder. Whether he will succeed at Juve, I'm not so sure. This is why I don't want Paul Pogba to rejoin Juve, because I don't think he will provide. I think we need more than just Paul Pogba, and he will not solve every issue in the world. He won't cure cancer. So for us, we need something else than Paul Pogba, in my opinion. And those money could be spent elsewhere, just as good a player as Paul Pogba, in my opinion, right now. But this is a good discussion to be made. Paul Pogba and Dybala exchange. Question is, though, do Man United need Paulo Dybala? I honestly don't think so. I don't think he would fit in the Premier League. But yes. All right. So Paulo Dybala what will happen? This summer, as I said, my friends, this summer, we go with either contract extension or we'll say ciao, unfortunately, to Paulo Dybala, and we bring in somebody else. Now, who would that be, my friends? So please comment in the chat. I think it's this way. Comment in the chat. Who do you think can be a good replacement for Dybala should he decide to pack his bags? I know for a fact that my son would be crying if I said to him that Dybala will be leaving Juve and not playing for Juve anymore. Maybe, if I can sell somebody else to him and not Dybala, maybe we'll see what happens then. But yeah, I think Oscar would cry his eyes out if he hears that Dybala is leaving. He basically grew up with Dybala, so yeah, it's a shame. But it is what it is. Club always before a player. That is also very important. So if you just joined this stream, my friends, I've been trying to connect the dots with Paulo Dybala's situation. What do we do with Dybala now at the end of the season? What has happened with Dybala? Why did we come this far and made a meal out of this whole thing? Not resigning his contract. And why has he become such a burden for Juve almost? This I haven't actually talked that much about. I'll say this though, my friends. Paulo Dybala is a fan favorite. Juve management know this. So if they give Paulo Dybala away, this will cause, I wouldn't say riot, but let's say digital riot, because it's, COVID, digital, haha, funny. Digital riot towards Juve management because, well, many fans out there love Paulo Dybala because he shows you the glimpse of Alex Del Piero when he's on his best. He wears the number 10. He's a likable guy. He works for the team. He didn't want to leave last time Juve wanted to sell him. He stayed. So the fans have a connection with Dybala. And now, and last season even, management wanted to sell him. He refused. Now they try again. So there is no added bonus to management here if they decide to sell him. There will be even more sad faces out there, I think. But it always depends on what's going to happen next. When Dybala leaves, who comes in? We remember, my friends, I remember very, very well when Antonio Conte left and Max Allegri joined. That first day, I remember the Twitter feed. I remember the comment section for Juve Facebook page. It was crawling with hate, with demands to sack the whole management. Agnelli was drunk. Marotta didn't know what he was doing. What's going on? Conte is a snake and blah, 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 blah. Allegri arrives and arguably has a better season, better career at Juve than Conte ever did as a coach. Of course, we can't take anything away from Conte at the first season for Conte, bring us up back to the Scudetto. Of course, granted, yes, exemplary, well done. But Allegri took us to the next level. We hated our management when Allegri first arrived. Now, something changed in the course of that first season. We started to believe that Allegri might actually do some good for this team. Conte was our favorite, fan favorite. But things move on, time goes by, club remains, players and coaches come and go. With Paulo Dybala leaving, there was somebody else who will arrive. And the club that big of Juve will not. I don't think they will be that stupid. They will give Dybala to somebody without replacing him with somebody who can show us promise and drive us forward into another bunch of glory days with Scudettos and basically trophies. The fear factor here is that we don't know who will replace Paulo Dybala if he decides to leave. This is the real fear factor, I think. If you said to me that if I'm a fanboy, let's pretend I'm a Dybala fanboy for now, just for a second, and if you say to me that, you know what, Roman, Dybala leaves next season. No, why? Please don't leave. But Mbappe arrives. Then I start thinking. So it is always, this is the half bad thing with not knowing the future. Dybala leaves. What's going to happen? Are you crazy? You mad? You need to be sacked. You need to be sacked. But then they tell you, Mbappe arrives. Erling Haaland arrives. I don't know who else you want. Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne arrives. I don't know, something crazy. I'm just saying. This is the fact. These are the things that we don't know what's going to happen in the future, kind of category. So when we think that Dybala is going to leave, we also need to think about what's going to happen after he leaves. Because, guys, let's be honest, they will bring somebody else in who can replace Dybala and make this work. And also remember, Cristiano Ronaldo will not be there forever. He will leave very, very soon. And we need somebody else to pick up that the torch, basically. Who would that be? There needs to be an equally great player as Paulo Dybala, who can overturn the whole thing, make everything go in a different direction. Right now, we're very, very Cristiano dependent. After Cristiano leaves, after Dybala leaves, if he leaves, there will be change of formation, change of tactics, change of personnel. Yes. Who would that be? Is a very fear factor for us fans. For me as well, I don't know. I fear for the future because I don't know the future. And we fear what is unknown, my friends. So this is my opinion. Even if I am a fanboy of Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't care. You know what? I don't care what's going to happen with Juve. I just follow Cristiano. Fine. If I'm a fanboy of Paulo Dybala, only Paulo Dybala, I don't care what's going to happen with Juve. Never mind. I just follow Dybala. But if I follow the club, if I follow Juve, I care about what happens to Juve. Now, what is best for Juve? Is it best that Dybala stays or Dybala leaves the club? This is the question that is up to the management to decide. And they know this very well. They are pressured to make that decision. Again, if you don't know the future, this is what a fear factor is. If you don't know the future, my friends, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And even then, if Dybala leaves and we cannot replace him, 1 or 2 seasons later, we do replace him. We just need to go through a banter era for 2 seasons, and then we'll be back in business. But I do not think that the management is that stupid that they give away Dybala and not getting something great or potentially great in return. I don't think so. This is me. This is my point. And I hope you agree. I don't know if you agree. I don't know, but I just think that this summer, as I said, there will be a change. Either we sign a new contract with Dybala, and then he plays for that contract, he bleeds for that contract, and then we reevaluate that contract next season, after next season, or we sell him. Means we trade him for somebody else. Who would that be, my friends? Unknown territory. Akshay says, I'm sorry, but I believe Dybala will not stay. You will sell once he starts performing. Maybe. By the way, thank you so much for joining, guys. I see quite a lot of you are watching this one right now. Thank you. This is great fun. And smash a like and subscribe to this channel, please. And thank you so much for joining again. I really appreciate it. Dybala Marseille says, learn English with Jime. Love the name. The future tells that Dybala will leave and sign Origi, says Mansara. Remember, we sold Zidane, but got other great players, says Aditsa. Exactly my point, my friends. Exactly my point. He is one of the greats, just as, Zidane, one of the greats for Juve, but there is a future after Zidane. There is a future after, all those guys that you see right here, Nedved, Del Piero. There will be a future after Cristiano, after Carlos Tevez, even though we never replaced him in terms of Grinta. Platini, Roberto Baggio. I remember when Baggio left to Milan, I was like, what's going on, man? Or was it Merda? I think it was Merda first. And he was like, man, it pains me. But then Alex Del Piero arrives out of nowhere. The cheapest solution ever, one of our own. It's crazy. It is crazy. You're vastly overhyping Dybala's importance to the club. He's usually invisible in Champions League and in a lot of games in Serie A, says Snitch 55. Well done. Fine. Yes, I may be overhyping him, but based on the stats, historically, he is an important player for Juve. He was MVP last season, voted by the club. So I'm basically just reading this off what the stats are saying. Him being an MVP is also a stat. So for me, it's a thing of what did the club feel, and it is to give him MVP. Well, there we go. But yeah, I get your point. He is very invisible in Champions League, yes, and in a lot of games in Serie A. That is also true. But when he shines, he really, really shines. The question is, though, how to get the best out of Paulo Dybala, and this is a question for a coach. 22 goals in 33 games under Allegri. This is how you get the best out of him. But is he a too specific player for a system? Is he a too difficult player to include into a system that you have in mind? That is also a question. Yes. Anish, we need to play 4-2-3-1 with Frabotta as left back and Sandro as DM. Ooh. I wouldn't even thank you for the super chat, but I wouldn't even get Frabotta anywhere near the left back, to be honest. I think he will be sold or at least loaned out after this season, by the way. I saw the rumors, Anish. Marcelo is joining Juve, says Harsh. I've seen those rumors, yes. Well, what could that do for us? Maybe for one season, it could do something for us, but long term, I don't know. It would be very similar to Dani Alves transfer, I think. I respect Marcelo, but he's old for Serie A. He'll be a great addition, says Elon. The problem is Agresti said we will do a swap with Dybala, but I don't see with whom. Real, Barca, City don't want him, and they have some great players that we could get, says Aditsa. I think PSG is the likable destination if he leaves, in my opinion. But it is what it is. We never know. We never know what's going to happen. But why PSG? Because I think they are the only ones who can somehow incorporate him into the side. And if he goes to Premier League, Man City or Man United, maybe. I would be surprised if he goes anywhere else. But again, my honest prediction is that he signs a new contract this season, this summer, but it will be very, very bonus related. So if you play that much games and if you make that much contribution, you get a raise. Otherwise, it will be 10 million or 9 million or whatever, and take it or leave it. Honestly, if he fought that much to stay at the club last season, I don't understand why would he just leave season later when he hasn't even played. So I think he will come to terms with himself and sign this contract, which is on the table from Juve already. Dybala plus 65 for Holland, says Punsara. Wish we could buy Kimmich, says Anup. He would perfectly fit Pirlo's tactics. Oh, yeah. You know what? Kimmich is a wonderful player. Anup is a wonderful player. I think it's time to sell Szczesny while his value is probably all-time high and get all in for Donnarumma, says Snitch. Yes, an interesting point with Donnarumma. It is the fact that he has not signed his new contract with Milan yet, and the contract is up after this season. So after this season, Donnarumma is free to go wherever. Yes, Arian just pitched it, and well, Juve is nowhere near the rumors. There are basically no rumors about Donnarumma. I think Donnarumma will sign a new contract with Milan, and it is over and done with. I don't think there will be any dramatic whatsoever. And with Szczesny, again, guys, this is different ball game with COVID. With COVID, people have no money. So if you want Szczesny to be sold, okay, fine, you sell him. But who are you going to get in return? And Donnarumma will for sure sign a new contract with Milan. I just don't see him signing for Juve, especially now that Milan are in the Champions League for the first time in ages. For next season, they gotta be. So best season, finally getting some traction, a successful season for Milan. So I think he will stay. I think Donnarumma will stay and not join Juve. And if we sell Szczesny, who we're gonna get in return? And do we need actually to sell Szczesny? I don't think so. I think Szczesny will stay. But it's a good option, Snitch. It's a good comment there. Which creative midfielder would you pick to solve the Juve midfield situation and should be offloaded? This is a big question, Sid. This is a very, very big question. A creative midfielder for Juve. I don't know. I think, Aouar and Locatelli, and see how that works. And the Ramsey off, and that's it. Basically, that's it. I would keep everybody else. I still believe in Bentancur. I still believe in Rabiot. I still believe in who we got? Arthur. And I think Fagioli will be coming up through the ranks this next season. So, yes, Holland will be expensive, my friends. And Holland will be needing service, in my opinion. I think he's a service player. Luis Alberto is a great shout, Ahmed. Yes, indeed. Sergei Milinkovic-Savic as well. But I think Erling Haaland needs service in order to score goals. And that service needs to be provided by somebody who will be capable of providing. Not many. And McKennie, of course, yes. McKennie also will stay. Who's going to provide that service? So Arthur, maybe. Aouar, maybe. But we don't know. Yes, harsh. Completely agree, yes. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next season, guys. Pirlo, will he be at the club or will he stay? We don't know. And then we'll also see what happens with Paulo Dybala. All right, 1 hour gone, my friends. I've been talking about Dybala for 1 hour and 10 minutes already. Smash a like on this video and subscribe, of course. If you just joined and you missed all the things about Paulo Dybala, you can rewatch, of course, this Juve therapy session, which I do basically every Friday night, European time. And you can rewatch the whole thing on Juve therapy YouTube channel. Boom. Yes. So next up, we close the chapter of Paulo Dybala. This is the Paulo Dybala book. No, it's not. It's basically some stuff about Paulo Dybala. But only on the one page. I'm not that crazy. But we need to talk about another issue, which is ITALJUVE. And what is ITALJUVE? What happened with ITALJUVE? And why ITALJUVE? And all the things surrounding ITALJUVE. So before we go to ITALJUVE, just finish up the chat here. Let's see. Unpopular opinion from Shervin says sell Ronaldo and Dybala to sign Holland. That is an unpopular opinion, but I love it. I love that you have the guts to put that. I love this, Shervin. Honestly, it's very important to know if Pirlo will stay, says Aditsa. Yes, I agree. As usual, Aditsa. If he stays, then we try to buy players he wants. But if not, it's hard to buy new players where you don't know who's your coach and which system he will do for us. Yeah, Douglas Costa. Yes, Douglas Costa, it will be a problem, Elon. Yes, Douglas Costa will be a problem. All right, who are you? Is Kalini retiring next season? Yes. Yes, I think Kalini will retire after this season. Actually, not this season, not even next season. So, ITALJUVE, my friends. As you know, this is an international break. With Italy played against Northern Ireland yesterday. 1-2-0. Immobile and Domenico Berardi scored the goals. I didn't watch the game because in Norway, expensive. And I don't do pirate streaming. Anyway, and we only saw, naturally, Leonardo Bonucci and Federico Chiesa. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but it is only Federico Chiesa and Leonardo Bonucci in the squad for Italy from Juve. What is this? 10 years ago, and I will read this one out for you, my friends. 10 years ago, 2012, June 2012, after the season, we sign. But we don't sign. We have following. Prandelli has called up. This is a story that is posted on ForzaItalianFootball.com. And there is a comment there. This year, which is 2012, Prandelli has called up Gianluigi Buffon, Giorgio Chiellini, Leonardo Bonucci, Andrea Barzagli. Listen to these players. Andrea Pirlo, 5. Claudio Marchisio, 6. Emanuele Giaccherini, 7. 7 players from Juve played for Italian national team. Now we're down to 2. Why this happened? First of all, we need to look at how Juve works as a club. Juve are in a win now mode every day, each day, every day. If not winning, Chiellini also, yes, Chiellini as well. Chiellini as well. Yeah, good call. So, 3, actually. So what happened? Juve in a win now mode every day, each day, every day. And during the 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 even, very few Italians have played for Juve, apart from Chiellini, Bonucci, Barzagli, Buffon. It's always been the same guys, and Marchisio. And then they got older. Some of them, Andrea Barzagli retired. The rest are still there, but Buffon is still not. Buffon is not playing for international for Italy anymore. So it's only basically Chiellini and Bonucci left. Marchisio also unfortunately retired as well. This begs the question: ITALJUVE is a term where Juve dominated the Italian national side with their players. Now this changed because there was a drought. There was a period of Italian players basically being not good enough to play at the highest level of club football in Italy. Immobile didn't play for Juve. He played for Juve at the start of his career, but that's it. And Insigne never played for us. Basically, it's only in Immobile, which I can recall, played for us in the youth that were basically lost. He could have played for Italy and played for Juve. He stayed for us, but that never happened. Also, the fact is that we rarely trust our youngsters. Only this season we see, and also, of course, Bernardeschi. Not forget Bernardeschi also, after he joined from Fiorentina, but then he was already established Italian football. International, basically. I just lost my words. Don't forget Bernardeschi. Don't forget Bernardeschi. Never forget him. But it's not enough, Bernardeschi is not exactly a high-quality player. And it's not exactly ITALJUVE when you say Bernardeschi, Chiesa, Bonucci, and that's it. And Kalini, because both of those two guys, Bonucci and Kalini, are on their way out, basically, more or less. So this is it. These are the facts. When we play at the highest level of the club level, and when we are in a win now mode, we need to look at every market opportunity, as Nedved says, and look what's best for the club. We don't care about Italians so much as for the club if we're talking about Juve. So Mandragora, I saw in the chat that Anik Anish was mentioning Mandragora, but he's basically not good enough. Luca Marone, we had him as a youngster, not good enough, far from good enough. Who else? Giovinco never managed to break into the top starting 11 of Juve. Who else we got? We had Matre for a couple of seasons, not good enough for international football. Not good enough. It's as simple as that. There were not good enough players from Italy who deserve to play both for Juve and Italian national side. Why? I do not know why, to be honest. Why there were so few good players coming through youth ranks. Maybe because we actually had those good players, but they never managed to take the next step. Club didn't believe in them. They prioritized differently. And for example, Marco Verratti is a perfect example. He went to PSG rather than continue his adventure in Serie A. And look at him now, a starter for both PSG and Italian national side. Lorenzo Insigne plays for Napoli now. Never gonna win the Scudetto so far as far as I'm concerned, but still plays for the national side and doing well. It is interesting, but it's not good enough. It's not exactly a great individual players coming through the ranks. However, the collective issue, this is something's changing right now. We see a much better collective now this season than we did previously with Prandelli. Even with Conte, I gotta say, Conte pushed these guys to the limit in his first season, but then just never actually improved. And then he left. And then, well, after Ventura, Mancini arrived, and then this is it. So, I don't know, guys, what you think? What do you think? What do you think is the problem with Rugani as well? Yeah. Spinazzola also a good. Spinazzola is also a good question mark around. Why did we sell him? Why couldn't we go with him? Probably plusvalenza, money. So there we go. All right, guys. Let's see what you say in the chat and. Kalini was in the squad yesterday. Yes, I said that. Locatelli is the version of Arthur and Bentancur. Can provide something magic. Can't provide something magic. Well, I think I heard the rumors that he didn't play very well against Northern Ireland. Okay, whatever that means. Doesn't see much. I mean, Erling Haaland didn't even score against Gibraltar. So there we go. Mirgan, I really don't care about Italian players. I only care for good players joining Juve. Well, this is what Juve also care about. Juve also care about best players. That's what they should care about, in my opinion. If they care about ITALJUVE term, then they should also focus on the fact that if Italian is good enough, if that Italian player is good enough, then he's good enough for Juve. That's it. It's just as simple as that. When we're doing the voice chat session in Discord, I don't know, Anish. I don't know. Let's regroup in Discord channel. By the way, guys, Discord server rather. Links in the description below. Join that Discord server, and we'll try to make this happen maybe this weekend, Sunday night perhaps. We'll see. We'll regroup in the Discord, Anish, for sure. Italians not producing at the moment good players. They are. Italian are producing players that are good right now. We have good players coming in through the ranks. Rovella is an interesting player. Domenico Berardi, Verratti, Locatelli, youngsters coming through like Bastoni playing for Merda, Donnarumma. I mean, we have good players. We have a good amount of players. I say we. Italy got a lot of good players coming through the ranks. The only shame is Barella. The only shame is that they're not playing for Juve. But maybe something is going to change about in terms of that next couple of seasons. We'll see what happens. I mean, most important thing is if you're good enough for Juve, then you can join. Doesn't matter what your nationality is. But remember also the thing, very important. Italian players will always cost you, because Cagliari, Sassuolo, maybe not Sassuolo because we're on good terms with those guys. Parma, they will always overhype their own talent because Juve, Milan, Merda coming and bidding on this player. Let's just wait and see what happens. Let's start a bidding war, get the maximum amount of money for those players. Yeah. It is how it is. If you're a young, promising talent, and you're still playing in your home league, so to speak, it's gonna cost. It's gonna cost. The only two Italians we made a mistake are Verratti and Spinazzola. So it's yes, we will take about it. Verratti. Yeah, I'm not sure. Bosinho is in chat. Nice to see you, Bosinho. How are we? I'm doing fine, thank you. How much did I miss? Yeah, you missed the Dybala session, but you can rewatch it, of course, when this video is up and running again on YouTube after I'm done. I think it's actually running now. You can just rewind. Locatelli and Berardi in, out Dybala, says Kenneth. I don't think Berardi is good enough for that big club as Juve. I think Berardi is a very stationary player, I think, in my opinion. So I'm not so sure if Berardi would fit in. And we actually had that guy already, and we sold him, I think, for Simone Zaza, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. If you want Scudetto, bring me Italian players. You want Champions League, bring me Spain, Germany, England players. Says Elon, yes, to a degree right now. However, it changes. It changes every 5-10 years. We remember Premier League was one of the best league in the whole world. Right now, no. La Liga was the best league in the whole world. Right now, no. Which one is the best one? I don't know. But it's not that dominating from La Liga as it was a couple of seasons ago. It's not as dominating right now with Premier League as it was a couple of years ago. So it is a cycle. It is basically a cycle. Mario is in the chat, says you need serious therapy. Yeah, well, the whole thing, the whole gang should join in here. Imagine that, huh? The whole Juve squad basically being guest on this show. That would be nice. That would be nice. Pogba is a priority, but if you tell me you can have Locatelli and Aouar, then I would go for Locatelli and Aouar. Yes, says Shervin. I do agree with that one, and I've seen the Aouar rumors that Aouar will be. Rumors are that 40 million or 60 plus De Chilio. I think it's 40 plus De Chilio, and he's ours. Yes, if we buy 3 players, who would you go for? That's a big question, Elon. Too tough to ask right now. There's a big lag between video and live chat, like 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't know why. I do not know why. As I said, by the way, guys, when I started this stream this evening, I'm gonna get a new internet provider because this internet provider is crap. Next month, in 2-3 weeks' time, I will be getting a new internet provider, and then there'll be much better graphics. So be able to see me in HD, my ugly, pretty face. Moise Can is also mentioned in the chat. I see from Ponsara. Yes, this is also a big future kid for Italy. Watch out for him. Question is, where will he be playing next season? PSG, only on loan. PSG might probably buy him. I don't know. We'll see. Bosinho. Next Juve lineup. Donnarumma, Quadrado, De Ligt, Bonucci, Tagliafico. Milinkovic-Savic, Locatelli, De Paul, Chiesa, Joao Felix, Cristiano. Football Manager 101 there. I'll highlight this one because I love this. That's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 new players in the starting 11. Wow. Bosinho, you just earned yourself a like. Just because it's very crazy. But I love this. De Chilio is running and joining his time in France, says Michael. Yes, he does. And I hope Lyon are smart about him because De Chilio is a great player. If anybody's from Lyon is watching this one, De Chilio is a wonderful player. Great player. Buy him. It's going to worth 20 million, but it's good enough. It's good enough. I promise you. He's good enough. And, you know it better than I do because he played through the whole season. So, yes. Awar, De Paul, Locatelli, which one would help us? If we're going to go with one of those guys, probably Awar. Probably Awar, because we need penetration going forward in attack. Locatelli position can be played by Bentancur. Yes, we know Bentancur is very inconsistent, but Fagioli was also becoming through the ranks, so maybe Fagioli would be in there. De Paul, maybe, I don't know, a workhorse, but we do have that in other players, like McKennie, for example. So maybe Awar. It's tough. What do you think about Szczesny? I think we should. I'm from Poland. And yesterday he messed up a game against Hungary. He was awful. To be honest, Bosinho, I don't care what happens with guys during the international break. I mean, Bernard Tedeschi is apparently playing well for Italy, but look at how he's playing for Juve. So it's a completely different ball game. Look at, for example, Immobile. Even though he scored yesterday, he hasn't had that great of a scoring record for Italy as he does for Lazio. So, yeah, I think Szczesny should stay. I think Szczesny, otherwise, however, if, for example, Donnarumma or a good player, world-class goalkeeper arrives, then we'll sell Szczesny. But then again, it's the market, the financial market is very tough and it's difficult to sell players. So maybe you have to just keep those players you don't want to keep because it's rather you keep them or you sell him on the low, and then it's just rather just keep them and sell them at a higher value later. He messed up the goals against Porto. Szczesny starting play. I don't think that he's messed up against Porto. That was the first one was on Bentancur. The second one, which they scored in overtime on the second extra time, was basically on Cristiano and the whole wall not being visible. Absolutely. If the wall is there, Szczesny doesn't need to save anything. So the wall is at fault first, then maybe Szczesny. But, I mean, come on, what's the point of the wall? Do you think McKennie can play in threat of the defense? No. Well, maybe. But I would not put him there. I think he's a box-to-box player. He needs to work more defensively, but I think he's a stationary defensive midfielder, in my opinion. I see Matteo Politano is a perfect replacement for Dybala, says Anish. The guy cuts inside so beautifully. Wow. So does Douglas Costa. Unfortunately, injury prone and so very inconsistent. But Matteo Politano, yeah, could be an option, but he couldn't even start for Napoli. So I don't know. He had the ball on hands, and keeper's job is to mark shorter post. Yeah, but the what's the point of the wall? But then again, guys, let's just not talk about Porto, please. This is supposed to be your therapy session, not meltdown session. I don't want to talk about Porto anymore. Porto is a closed book. We threw away that book. We burned that book. So yes. All right, guys. You know what? We're passing 1.5 hours. This is yeah. Now you wind me up when you start talking about Porto. Bosinho, what did you do? All right, I'm joking. That's fine, guys. We will turn about. Yes, I haven't heard about the Oblak rumors. Sayan, by the way, hi. I didn't say hi to you. Oblak rumors. What are those rumors? What are those rumors? I don't know. Kulu can't cut this sign. I don't know what the rumors are for Oblak. That will be the last thing we're talking about now before we close out this stream. I want to see what are those rumors about Oblak, because I have no idea. If you enjoyed this stream, please smash a like on this one and subscribe to this channel. We talked about Dybala for the first 1 hour and 10 minutes, and then we talked a little bit about ITALJUVE and why is it not ITALJUVE anymore. Golovin, yeah, Golovin was a rumor, nothing else. He's playing in Monaco and nothing else. He's leaving at the moment. Is he now, Sayan? Well, if Oblak is leaving, and I would be all over that if Szczesny were to leave, but I don't think we'll be exchanging Szczesny for Oblak. I don't know. Yes, I enjoyed the Dybala. So if you missed the Dybala session, 1 hour and 10 minutes, please rewatch that one on this very channel, of course, on this very video. And of course, after that, it was ITALJUVE. That's it, my friends. We gotta cut this 1.5 hours, as usually with Juve therapy sessions. I will be making a video this weekend, a very special video for you guys. So please wait for that one. And we'll see again you next Friday, and then we'll be back with club football. I'm not sure if I'm excited, to be honest, but it is what it is. Alfio, thank you so much. Thank you so much to Punsara, Harsh, Bosinho, Sayan, Elon, Anish, and a lot of you guys who joined. Aditsa, Kenneth, Tony, Mirgen, Shervin. Who are you? ? Akshay. All names I recognize from before, and it's lovely. Tony, even Snitch was there. Harper. Great stuff, guys. I really enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your weekend. If I don't see you before, and go Naldo, of course. Go play some Call of Duty, please. Make Dybala happy. Please have a nice weekend. Enjoy your Easter. We are celebrating Easter this week, next week, but I see you before for sure. But if I won't see you, if you will be leaving somewhere, if you go away and without Wi-Fi connection, this is the last time I see you before the Easter. So happy Easter to you guys. Fino alla fine, as always. Forza Juve. Ciao.